Hey guys, Tabby Toe here. So on today's video, I'm going to make hamburger vegetable soup. And I'm also going to add a few noodles in there. And I'm going to put bow tie noodles because I'm also making lasagna soup this week. Yeah, guys, it's October. It's soup season, y'all. So anyways, yeah, let's do it. I'll show you what I'm doing right now. I just chopped up just one baked potato, So I got that, and I'm gonna put it in this little pan here, let it boil, get soft. All you gotta do is stick a fork in it and you'll know it's good. But here's my hamburger recipe. It's pretty simple, and this is my 2020 version. Back in the day, I used to just go by my mom's recipe, but I've made it better throughout the years than even my mama's. But anyways, I usually do 2 chopped potatoes, but this time I'm just doing 1 because we're just going to do 1 pound of hamburger meat. And then you got your tomato sauce. You can use whatever brand. I just go for name brand. And then 1 petite diced actual tomatoes, because if you put too much tomato sauce, you'll make your belly all bubbly. Yeah, tomatoes give you gas, just so you know. So that's all the tomatoes and sauce that I put in there. And then I got my beef broth, and I put 2 cans of it, and I've got a big one because they were on sale. And I had to put them down here because it wouldn't fit in my cabinet. God blessed us and we were able to get food. So yeah, I just put 2 cups of this in it, and then we'll go from there. And I've actually got some leftover mixed vegetables already in the fridge. Yeah, they're already in the fridge from the other day. Accidentally, when I made my chicken pot pie, I bought too big of a bag. And y'all, I'm sweating. I've been going at it. I ran to the store, got a few things I forgot the first time I got to go to the grocery store. And the kids are out of school, so traffic is chaotic. The stores are packed. I got in, got out, and got home. But anyways, yeah, and I've been cleaning today. And I took a bath, so I'm really getting her done on this Monday. But anyways, yeah, let's see. I also had to go today to the store because I forgot about these bad boys. You can't have soup without saltine crackers. And I'm a cornbread girl, and I would love to have cornbread with my soup. But my husband don't like cornbread. He says it's too dry. I'm like, that's why they invented butter. And if you got soup, you just put it on the top of your soup and get a spoonful. Mwah, it's good stuff. Anyways, I didn't make any and I didn't buy any because it was just going to be me eating it. And I don't need more bread in my life, as you can tell. So anyways, let's see. I got everything out there. Oh, I was going to show you. This is when I say crumbs, and they're always out of the crumbs that I put on my chicken casserole, which I'm also going to make in the week coming up. This is what it looks like. This is the best stuff. You don't have to put any seasonings. It's already in there. And that's what I like to use. And everybody's different with their chicken casserole, but with mine, I put that on the top. And I got my cream of, and I know this is a how to make a soup video, but I'm just showing you how I make my chicken casserole as well. It's even simpler. You just get you a can of this, family size. If they don't have family size, you get 2 of the cream of chicken. And then you get some sour cream, whatever brand will suffice. And you get, now I'm not good with measurements, but I get one of those little ones. I'll show you what I got. And yes, my hair's frizzy because I let it dry by itself. And it's just one of them days. But this is what I got. And I'll probably use almost half of a container of this in my chicken casserole. And you mix the cream of chicken and the sour cream together, and it's some good stuff with some boiled chicken breast. Then you put those crumbs on it with some butter on top. Some good stuff right there, boys and girls. And let's see. Yeah, I gotta get my hamburger meat. Sorry this camera work is kind of crappy. But anyway, I hope y'all are having a good day. But yeah, this is my hamburger vegetable soup. And it'll probably last us 3 days. Hopefully just 2 days, because after, 3 days, you're just like, I don't want any more soup or, any more of that kind of soup. And then after that, after we get done with our soup, I'm going to make chicken, tater, and cheese casserole. And that's just what I call it. All it is taters chopped up. You bake them in the oven, and you cook your chicken on the stove. And I'll show you. I'll make a video about it. My husband loves that stuff though. And you just, after the chicken and the taters are done, you put the chicken on top of the taters. You get cheese, just shredded cheese, and then bacon bits. And you let the cheese melt in the oven. And then there's you a meal. My husband loves it. He just gets bowls of it, and he'll put ranch on top of it. And that's one of his favorite meals that I make. But anyway, I better get these taters in the pot. I think the water's telling me it's time to go. Hey guys, so this is the vegetables I'm talking about. Just the mixed little vegetables, off-brand. It'll do you. But I'm gonna make a little bit more because the vegetables that I have left over is not enough for vegetable soup. So I'll make more of these, but for now I gotta get this meat on a pan and brown it. Let's do this. Got my hamburger meat. Let's put her in a pan. And oh yeah, it's not my vegetable soup unless you buy this. You sprinkle this in the soup. And I know it says beef stew, but that's what gives the soup yummy flavor. So that's just how I do my soup. Y'all can do you can put onion powder, garlic powder, whatever, but this just makes it easier and tasty. So yeah, you gotta have one of these, and that just one will do you. And if you don't have kitchen scissors, y'all need to get you some. I asked for these, I think 2 years ago for my birthday for my sister. I said, I want good name brand KitchenAid scissors, and she delivered. I wanted these, and I wanted a good name brand pizza cutter, because we always have them cheap pizzas, or sometimes fancy pizza. Yeah, she delivered. Oh, that would have been really ugly to witness all the vegetables falling on the floor. Luckily I hadn't cut it yet. But yeah, I'm not going to cook this whole bag. Anyways, just a little side note for you. So I don't put straight up onion in mine just because my husband don't really like it. So I just put a little bit of onion powder in the hamburger meat while it's cooking. And that's all I do. You gotta please that husband. I just checked the taters and they're perfect. They're not all the way cooked, but you can stick a fork in them. Because I like them. I put them in my soup, and I let it simmer. So I let them cook the rest of the way in the soup itself. That's just me. Y'all can do your own thing if you wanna. But yeah, as you can see or hear, the hamburger meat is cooking. Ooh, almost dropped you. And when I make soup, I got all the eyes pretty much busy. But anyway, that's just me. Put the last bit of my garlic in the meat too while it's cooking. It smells so good in my kitchen right now, y'all. But anyway, I gotta put some water in these vegetables to get them tender. And then we'll put the soups together, or the sauces, and make a soup. Go ahead and do my beef broth, 2 cups. I might just do 1 cup and see what it looks like, since this is going to be a smaller soup. Because like I said, I'm just feeding us for a couple days. There we go, 1 cup. Side note, when I went to the grocery store, I was thirsty, so I got me a little 99 cents. It's a little tiny thing, let's see, 12 ounces. But, you know, it wetted my whistle, and that's what I needed. Because my throat, yes, was dry. Because this weather. This is how everything's looking so far. And I don't know about y'all, but I always come over here and get my paper towels and get that grease out of that meat. That's just how I do it. It's just easier because you don't have to. I always heard that it was bad to put grease down your sink, so I don't do that. I just put it in a paper towel and put it in the trash can. That's just me. I don't know what y'all do. You can comment down below. Let me know what you do. My birthday party's coming up, y'all. Well, my birthday party is actually before my birthday. It's just a couple days before because my birthday lands on a weekday. So we're doing my party on the weekend. But anyways, I just thought I'd, share. And yes, my husband already gave me my Casper plug-in light, Halloween, because I love Casper. I grew up watching Casper the Friendly Ghost. My mom introduced me to, all the classic cartoons, and I still love cartoons. And he bought me that book yesterday at the Barnes & Noble, the sequel to my book that I read last week. So I'm just very blessed and thankful for, my husband. And he also has me a present wrapped up on the kitchen table. So, I don't know what it is, but he wrapped it up for me, and we're going to take it to my party. But anyway, the meat's almost done. I got to get the last of the grease out. I think my vegetables are tender. I'm going to throw the beef into the pot with the vegetables, because there's a little bit of water in there, from cooking the vegetables. But a little bit of water will do you in your soup, because it really depends on the person. Like if you like a watery, liquidy soup, but that's what the beef broth comes in, makes it more of a soup and not so thick, which I like a hearty soup myself. But anyway, let's throw it together, y'all. Here's what it looks like so far, y'all. It's not good hearty taters, vegetable hamburger soup, unless the taters are cut the way they're cut and the way I'm showing you. That's how I do my taters. I just love, a big old piece of tater and a mouthful of soup, That's just country for you right there, boys and girls. Alright, let's pour this in. And like I said, I left that little bit of water though I was cooking the vegetables in there. And we're just going to go from there, y'all. Alright, I'm pouring these in. My leftover vegetables. I thought y'all'd get a kick out of my soup spoon. It's the Loch Ness Monster. It's Nessie. My mother-in-law got it for me years ago off of Amazon.com. Yeah, if you want to go check it out, I think they still got them. Bust out my electric can opener. Got this years ago at Walmart in Chattanooga. And this thing's good. Good stuff. I got it for my birthday from the in-laws. Yeah. Alright, tomato sauce went in along with my petite can of tomatoes. Alrighty, and now it's clear that I need to stir it up and put more broth. I'll show you the process so far. That's how she looks after being plopped in there. Now I gotta stir her around. Not with my Nessie spoon though, because it's not that. It's good for like scooping out the soup, but not stirring. So I gotta use a different spoon for that. This is what she looks like after I stirred her up. And what I did is I mashed down all the taters so they'll be, you know, nice and tender by the time it boils and everything. I am going to add a extra half a cup of broth. Maybe another whole cup. We'll see what she looks like. Ended up going with a 3/4 cup. Let's see what she looks like. I think that'll probably do you. Let's see. And a little grease from the hamburger meat will give it flavor, so don't be scared to leave a little bit of grease. But let me back her up here. There we go. That's better, y'all. Alright. Now, lastly, I gotta cook a few bow tie noodles. And I'm only gonna put the noodles in there so it'll be more hearty and it'll stick to our ribs. And we won't eat as much, you know. And it'll make it last more days. And that's why I put noodles in mine. And I don't always use bow tie. I'll use macaroni. Bow tie is just all I have right now. But you know, you do you. If you don't want to put noodles, you don't have to. That's just what I'm doing. And I'm just going to put my little tiny hand worth of noodles in here. But I'm going to let them boil by themselves over on another eye. Yeah. And then after the noodles is done, and I put the noodles in there. And after it's simmered some, so the taters get the tenderness that I want, that's when I put my beef stew mix. And then I let it simmer some more. So, that's all you gotta do, guys. I'll show you the aftermath in a minute. Here's my little noodle pot. Alright. Let's put the top on her. We're going to let her do her thing for a little bit. And I'm going to show you the aftermath of being a cook and just the chaos. And last night for supper, we just ate a pair of frozen pizzas. I ate my brand of pizza, which I'm never going to buy it again. Which it was only $2.99. That's why I got it. Because of, you know, cheap pizza night. But anyways, it's called Jack's. No, I'm not going to buy that brand again. It's extra thin, and I thought I'd chip my tooth. I think it is like, it was extra crunchy in my ears, you know, or, you know, when you chew something extra crunchy. Anyways, it scared me. I thought I'd chip my tooth. But my tooth is kind of just crooked, and it's not chipped. Anyways, this right here is still clean, but I'm going to show you the aftermath, y'all. I'm going to be in my kitchen a couple hours after supper cleaning it, if you know what I mean. And it's not as bad as she looks. I mean, these are just 2 pizza pans. I don't like putting my pans in my sink because I don't want them to rust, and I don't want the sink to rust. And that's just 2 cups. But anyway, yeah. I mean, it's not as bad as she looks, but I still got to wash the dishes. But hey, I'm just being real, y'all. I'm just showing the real life housewife. You know, you just gotta deal with dishes. Dishes are just a part of your life when you're a housewife. Dishes, constantly sweeping crumbs, wondering where the crumbs came from, because it's only just me and him, well, and the kitty. But anyway, it's crazy how crummy this floor can get. Even like one area in the living room, it gets so dirty. I'm almost like, how? Like, what? Like, is our feet that dirty? But anyways, yeah, my little bow tie noodles are bubbling. So I'll see y'all after this soup is ready. I'll show you what she looked like. I'm gonna come over here and get my Worcestershire sauce. It calls for a teaspoon, and that's just something I added recently, but it gives it a pretty yummy taste. Just a little bit of douya though. And yes, I'm just living my life. But yeah, 1 teaspoon of this going in. Alright guys, time for the beef stew mix. 1 packet going in. This little bad boy is where the flavor is, y'all. I'll show you when I stir it up. Alright, I'll put the seasoning packet on there. I'm going to do a little stirry poo. And that's where the color will change. And it's not so tomatoey looking. And that's where all the flavor is. And then you just let it simmer. And then once my little, see my little, if I can speak, my bow tie noodles, oh snap. Woo, woo, woo. Oh snap, oh no. And I'm gonna have to clean that later. And y'all see, this real time, y'all. This is what happens, y'all. You know, I mean, I even took the lid off and it still overflowed. Anyway, I'll get back with you. Alright, I'm gonna let this simmer for 25 minutes. I just set my timer. And I just moved my noodles to another eye. Yeah, I'm gonna have to elbow grease that stuff. Bust out my cleaning supplies. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna try to get this kitchen cleaned while that's simmering. But yeah, that's my soup, y'all. And you can tell the difference what that beef stew mix does to the whole soup. It gives it so much yummy good flavor. And you can add a little salt, a little pepper, little basil. Let me see what else I put in there. You can put a little basil. You can put parsley, which I don't have any parsley. But yeah, it's pretty much got all you need. But you can put a little, which I put salt and pepper in the hamburger meat. So, and I mean, that beef stew packet pretty much covers all the seasonings. But anyway, y'all, hope y'all enjoy. Let me know if you like it, if you end up making it. Tabby toe out. Sorry this video is kind of chaotic. But hey, it's the real life of a housewife, y'all. See y'all.